how do you actually know if a playlist is botted? Well, a lot of independent artists, we love to use playlists, right? We love to land on independent playlists such as Spotify playlists, whether it be editorials, whether it be third-party user playlists. You know, a lot of us love to land on these playlists using websites like Submit Hub, Groover, and to pitch to them, right? Or even like email marketing to land on user curated playlists, or perhaps hire an agency to actually do the work for us. But the main problem with this right now is a lot of artists don't actually know that there are such things as bots, especially if you're new to the music industry. So it would be very important to watch this. So this will be a very quick video to guide on how to actually spot a botted playlist, what a botted playlist is, and how do you actually avoid these playlists in the first place. So this is artist.tools. So I am not sponsored or affiliated with the website or the brand in any way. However, I do recommend using this website the most. It is by far the most reliable industry grade tool in terms of checking if a playlist is legitimate, if it's botted or not. So as you can see here, if you paste in any Spotify link, then you can actually find out whether if it's botted or not. So for example, I'm going to paste one link here. So as you can see here, this is one of the playlists within our agency Usix network. This is likely bot free. So as you can see here, Artist Tools makes it very, very easy, very, very simple. So there's not much of a learning curve here. And you instantly get a status whether if it's like bot free, whether if it's botted or not. So this is basically the website's AI or the algo making a educated guess whether a playlist is botted. And this is all completely data backed as well. It can actually tell you, hey, this has high popularity, this has steady growth. You know, it has actually good listener data, it is trending upward. So this is one of our own playlists here at Music. So this is why like we know that this is like not botted as well, because literally one of our curators here owns this playlist and is a very close friend of mine as well. And they're also on websites like this. So as you can see here, if a playlist has regular context, it will be shown on Artist Tools as well. It can show you, hey, this curator is on Submit Link. So this is one of Artist Tools affiliated websites for playlist submissions. It's approved as well, and it's also having an Instagram contact, so it has an Instagram page that's more reliable as well, and it also is registered on Groover. So Groover is an external playlist submission site that many of you may already know. So if they are registered as a vetted curator on such websites, that makes the playlist even more likely to be legitimate and very well organic as well. So an even better way to find out whether a playlist is legitimate or not is to actually look at the data via charts over here. So as you can see here, in the past 6 months of this playlist, you can see that the follower growth has been pretty steady as well, around 100 followers every single day. And essentially, this is a pretty steady growth as well. So that is a good track on whether or not a playlist is botted or whether or not a playlist is organic. They use very regular meta ads as well as Instagram promotion. So this curator also has a very large following on TikTok as well, so that could lead to some organic traction as well. So it's not crazy high spikes as well, and there's no crazy spikes, no crazy drop downs in followers as well, except for this drop down here in September. So this could be just an irregularity, but the website didn't really register it as a botted flag because it is just minus 17 followers on a single day. Could be due to any number of reasons, like the ads were turned off for this specific playlist, or just an outlier point. So overall, take this with a pinch of salt, but data is honestly the best way to see if a playlist is botted. So what would a botted playlist look like? So in the case of a botted playlist, this is something that you can use here. So this is the playlist search function on artist.tools. This is a really, really good tool as well. And here at Music, we use it quite often as well. So what you can do is you can go to here, quality. And in this case, we're going to purposely find out any botted playlist. So as you can see here, Waver.ai, this is a typical AI generated playlist and it is botted as well, and it has already been removed by Spotify as well, right? So if we look at, let's say, this playlist here, this is likely botted, so you can look at it here. If it has a red marker, it means that there is irregularity. So as you can see, Artist Tools already tells you, hey, there's an irregular loss pattern, which is an unusual pattern of follower loss and also huge follower drops. If we look at charts here, as you can see in the last 292 days, we can see that the followers actually dropped for this playlist by 4,700 in a single day. And that is a very clear sign of botted activity. And as you can see here, with a playlist like this, it's very obvious if it's botted because they're getting thousands of followers every single day. And it was like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And then it went all the way up to 10,000 followers every single day, which by far is very, very difficult to achieve unless you're an editorial playlist by Spotify itself, or if you have a very extremely high budget to promote your own playlist. So you can think of it logically here. Is this really possible? No, it is not, right? So even at like the largest playlist that I know as well, they grow at most 1,000 followers each day, and that is with SEO optimization, not just with meta ads or TikTok ads. So that is a reason why we can really believe that, hey, this is likely botted and there's something wrong with this playlist. Here's another really good example of a botted playlist. So as you can see here, likely botted, and you can see that, hey, if we look at the charts here, it was growing daily followers around 39,000 followers every single day, and then it dropped down by almost 50k followers, right? So that would be a good sign of whether a playlist is botted or not, and that would be risky. And we would suggest to completely steer clear of such playlists. Don't even bother reaching out to them. And yeah, so here is another very, very good example of a botted playlist. So as you can see here, this is a very, very crazy follower growth pattern here. So this is not a steady curve that you usually would want to see on meta ads promotion. If it's an organic growth, it will be something like this. But as you can see here, this is a very, very strange triangular format where you can see that, hey, this person bought around few hundred followers every single day in a short span of time, perhaps over a week, yeah, over a week, and then they stop buying it. And Spotify notices this because Spotify isn't dumb. It has its own bot detection system, and it starts removing these accounts. It starts banning these bot accounts and also removing these followers. And then when the curator sees this, they start buying more followers, and then it gets taken down by Spotify even more over time. And there's even like sharp drops as well over here, like sharp increases where the curator gets, you know, they buy even more followers. You see a huge uptick in followers, and then there's no more growth afterwards. If you see such growth patterns as well, it's not always just a sharp drop that is the indicator, because people always buy back followers, right? So this is a good indicator to see whether a playlist is botted or not. And a lot of artists still like don't have the knowledge about this, which is why we wanted to make this video, because this is so important to grasp right now, especially if you're looking to contact certain playlists. You gotta make sure to not contact the wrong playlists which are botted as well. And the main problem with contacting such playlists which are botted is that your song could be essentially getting botted streams as well. So for example, Waver.ai, like very typical AI generated playlist, they could be using botted streams as well so that they can get you to pay for a longer placement. But what actually happens is Spotify will notice that this is artificial streaming. It will flag your song, and it could get a takedown by your distributor, or Spotify will just strike the song completely and perhaps even potentially flag and take down your entire artist profile. That will completely ruin your algorithmic activation chances for any new releases, and your artist profile gets ruined as well because your entire artist brand is gone, and your listeners, your real listeners, can no longer find your music on Spotify. So always make sure to check every single playlist with this tool, or even other websites like Chartmetric, and always look at the data first before you pitch to any playlist, or even if you want to find out if a playlist is reliable or if it's organic or not. All right, so hopefully this has been helpful. Take care.